Hello and welcome to your reading. My name's Rowan. If you are new here, welcome. I will be getting some messages from the Divine for the collective today. And for those of you who are my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all the comments, for sending me all the nice emails. Got some really interesting emails this week about things from movies that resonated. Somebody recently sent me a picture of a dog they found that resonated from a reading. I love it. So I really, really appreciate you guys. And you are my reason to continue doing this, so I appreciate you. Alright, let's see what's going on today. Alright, Spirit's talking about a library, or a collection of books here. And first thing we have is Buffalo, coming up with abundance. Abundance and liberation are finally on the way. It comes to you now to remind you of the amazing manifesting power of gratitude. You will always have plenty when you express gratitude to every part of creation. And then we also have Raven with confidence and Zebra with open-mindedness. And for the Raven, it may be crows coming up as well for you guys. I feel like the crows and ravens are very present in my collective, so you will probably physically be seeing them. For Raven, it says you are encouraged to disconnect from the physical or materialistic plan. It doesn't say this on the card, but I'm hearing social media. So take a step back from social media this week at the time you're watching. And this is timeless. And move on to the spiritual realm. You have a deep spiritual connection, which you mustn't ignore. You are on the brink of transformation, and your divine purpose may be revealing itself. So definitely some incoming revelations from Spirit this week. And lastly, we have Zebra coming up with open-mindedness here. There is more than one way of looking at things. You must be ready to accept alternative viewpoints and new ideas. You must open your eyes to new ideas and new ways of resolving problems. Okay, so what's coming up here for you guys? And take what resonates, because I am reading for lots and lots of people. So if it doesn't fit for you, don't try to make it fit. These readings are meant to confirm what you are already noticing and sensing in your life. You guys are having an influx of, I'm hearing karmic return, like rewards for the good things that you've been moving towards. You've been in a leadership position in some way in the last few years and you haven't been recognized. And for some of you, you might be like, well, I'm not doing that at work, or I'm not really doing that in the community. But your leadership can be you living spiritually or creatively and inspiring others just by them kind of witnessing your process. So just keep that in mind. That is a form of leadership as well, and that is a form of light work. And you guys have done a lot and not been recognized. And I'm getting that, like, the things that you've done for others are coming back to you. With the Raven and confidence and the Crow, this is a time to speak up. If you notice something, say something. This is really like a closed mouths don't get fed type of situation. So not only is Spirit saying, like, I'm sending these rewards to you, but it's like they're going to come faster and come easier, and more of them will come to you if you speak up for yourself as well. And this will be a little bit different for everybody what exactly you're speaking up on. But I'm hearing that this is not a time to kind of like sit back and watch anymore. Whatever you're noticing, whatever God's called you to witness at this time, whatever form of, being a spiritual judge that you've been called into or graduated into, now's the time to kind of make a decree and make a verdict. Because I'm getting that a lot of you have earned this title of being like one of the divine spiritual judges on earth. You've earned this through trials and tribulations. You've been tested, and I'm getting that your access to the divine, so that could be like your ancestors, your God forms, your animal spirits that you work with, ascended masters, whatever it is for you, have determined that you are now able to really like hold a seat in this council or on this jury of a situation that you've been called to witness. And I'm hearing survey. And when I'm thinking of a surveyor, they're showing me a surveyor on the land, like measuring and finding where boundaries are and where those boundaries have been crossed. And that's really what I'm getting for you. Like, you've witnessed a situation where boundaries were crossed either for yourself or others, even institutionally for some of you. And now it's like time to speak up, time to talk about it, time to write it down, time to be a journalist for some of you. Things are changing, is what I'm hearing. And you are protected through this change. I'm seeing and hearing that God is giving you armor at this time. And that they're almost showing me rain hitting like a knight in armor, and the rain's just rolling off the armor. These spiritual attacks or situational gossip or different things that were leveraged against you in the past are not going to be hitting you the same anymore. You'll be aware of them, but it'll be like rain. Rain hitting armor. Like, it doesn't affect you deeply. It doesn't throw off your day, your sleep, your spiritual connection, none of that anymore. It's just another environmental factor in your life. And this is why you're being called to confidence at this time. I'm hearing your loud mouth is protected. And there was a time to be quiet. There was a time to be silent and witness. And now's the time to speak up. Okay? With the zebra here, there's a few things. So first, Spirit is showing me a cross between a zebra and a horse. That might be specific for somebody, but what that means to me is you have come from a background that is very unique to you and very rare compared to the people around you and even to other light workers. Your situation that you've gone through in your life has been extremely specific and tailored you to witness the specific series of events that you are now being called to act as a spiritual judge on. So you have become a specialist in a way. And your open-mindedness is because of the various specializations that Spirit has called you to accumulate through the course of your life. These specific life events that have moved you to the point that you're at now might be so rare and so unusual for some of you that you feel weird speaking to others, or you feel unrelatable or very othered, is what I'm getting here. Almost ostracized, and that may have been the case in the past. But that is because that was part of you earning that title of being a valued judge on this kind of committee, this spiritual committee that the divine has kind of prepared, if that makes sense. A lot of us here incarnated into Earth to do healing and do, change the world. A lot of us are very connected to truth, and one form of light working is revealing things that you've noticed, that you see, and righting injustices. And for those of you who connect with that and you know that that's your path, just know that none of the rare or unique situations that you've gone through are going to hinder you in any way in this judgment period for others, in this revelation period where you explain what you witnessed, or you come out with this information in whatever way is safe or you're called to at this time. This period of opening your mouth is going to actually open the mind of others. You sharing in whatever way that is for you, and it doesn't have to be direct. It may be through your art, it could be through your activism, your attention to detail is what I'm hearing. All of that stuff is going to open the mind of other people. Your unique experience in whatever way you choose to express it is mind-opening because you are you. There's a new way of resolving a problem that's coming into your life now, and you're not going to have to work for it. It's going to be put into your lap. So for some of you, this may already be happening. This new experience or this new way of interacting with what you're witnessing and your truth and this information is very apparent to you already. And for some of you, this hasn't happened yet. That's okay. Just know that if you have to effort towards it, that is not the answer at this time. It should and will be very easy for you. And we have the dragons coming up here. My bottom of the deck here with passion. The dragon is a reminder of your strong will and fiery personality. It's also a symbol of passion and fire. You're being asked to practice self-control and be cautious so that your passion does not lead you into trouble. So when I say that you are meant to be the loudmouth, so to speak, in this situation, it doesn't mean just go crazy, right? You are shielded, you are protected, but as always, divine protection comes with practical limitations. So keep that in mind. If you work with the dragons and the elementals, consult them. Ask them for the right signs to move forward in whatever way works for you. I have the owl with observation coming up in reverse. You are being encouraged to look beyond deceiving appearances into the true reality of a situation or a person's motives. I'm getting that this came up in reverse because you have already been doing this. You are very locked in on whatever this situation or this truth is that Spirit is bringing you into a judge position on, or into this council of divine intervention for. And you already understand very clearly what the motives are of the people that are involved, the players I'm hearing. You need to hear what is really being said despite the words and emotions coming from the messenger. I'm getting that some of you may have fallen for a liar or a deceiving energy within this situation before, and now it's become very obvious. They're actually showing me Scooby-Doo ripping the sheet off of, I'm sure, some crooked real estate agent or whatever. I feel like every episode of Scooby-Doo is just a crooked real estate agent. It's a crooked land broker, yet again. Cat, coming up with independence. You're being encouraged to develop balance between independence and time of togetherness. This also indicates that you would greatly benefit from a profound journey of self-discovery. Learn to enjoy time spent with yourself. You guys have already been in hermit mode for quite a long time. And the cat energy coming up in your spread here is telling me that, you know, just like that dragon warning you of going too far into just doing stuff on impulse. Likewise, the cat is coming up to give you caution about reconnecting with people in your personal or romantic life after this period of being a hermit. Sorry if you guys hear my dog in the background. She has complaints tonight. But yeah, don't go too hard into reconnecting with people. There's a risk of a burnout, or I'm hearing a crash out. So some of you with this crash out energy may actually have a ton of people still in your life that are karmic or connected to the situation that you are being called to judge. And even though you might be interested in or kind of naturally pivoting towards reconnecting with people, be cautious about it. Use your intuition about it. Make sure that you enjoy them and enjoy time with yourself if the people are not karmic and if they're good for you. Yeah, this is just a confirmation that a lot of them aren't good for you. Dog with loyalty coming up in reverse. It says you may be feeling like those around you let you down or are not doing their fair share of work. This comes as a reminder that loyalty exists and you must not settle for anything less. You deserve better than mixed signals. And this actually has a Cocker Spaniel on it, and Spirit's reminding me of a dog that I worked with before. The owner of this Cocker Spaniel was so convinced that this dog was a killer because she was not interacting with it properly, and it had some aggression issues at home from poor handling. And this woman was like trying desperately to get everyone working with this dog to say that the dog was vicious or that it had a mental disorder, but it was really something that she was inputting into the situation that was making this dog really difficult for her to manage, and it was a lot of laziness on her part in terms of making the changes that were healthy for this dog. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because I'm really getting that you have a lot of people like that around you where they want to attribute mental illness, for example, to you or other people that are like whistleblowers or truth tellers in a situation. And they're saying that like you acting different or acting out as they see it and not going along with the program that they designed for you is actually a problem with you instead of a problem of their own design. the usual, right? With raccoon here, letting go. This message has to do with those things to which you cling, be it a thought form, a habit, creed, or situation. The time has come for letting go. Something is halting your progress and you're spinning your wheels. Once you embrace change, blessings will follow. For some of you, these are like very close family members that have looked on in almost apathy or hesitation to a situation that you've unfortunately had to witness or be part of or were duped into. The one that Spirit now wants you to use your light work to affect. And some of these people are not going to change. Some of these people have almost become a codependent crutch for some people here. Not everyone. Some of you are already moved on, but as you know, reading for a lot of people and a lot of different stages of this situation. So if this resonates for you, just take a look at what about interacting within these kind of negative or karmic relationships is still giving you something. Because whenever we choose to interact with somebody that's not good for us, we're doing so because we are getting something back. So for example, even if you're interacting with somebody that insults you, let's say, this is just an example, but let's say they insult or degrade you every time that you interact with them, but interacting with them leads to some kind of financial gain from them or some kind of stability in another way from them. That can keep you kind of stuck there. So look at those things and see what you need to change in your life or where you can begin to make those changes so that you will be safer and more cushioned away from these people. So I just paused the video because my water actually went out where I live and it started to kind of sputter back on. So I went to get up and shut the tap off so it wasn't noisy in the background, but it had already stopped again. So it turned on for a second and shut off. And I'm getting that this resource that some of you might be still getting from these negative people, it's like it starts and stops and it's very unexpected. So even the people that are adding to your stability in a certain way, I feel like they're unreliable. And that's a part of why this card about disloyalty came up. So Spirit's asking you to be realistic about what happened with that and the times that they have let you down with that, and think about what safeguards you can put in your life to almost act as guardrails, just in case, so that you don't have to go through that kind of pulling the rug out from you feeling in the future. Now we have Badger coming up here with endurance. Whatever you seek, your tenacity and faith will be paying off. Know that no matter the temporary outer conditions, you will manifest your desires in divine timing and in the form that is best for you. And this deck is kind of janky because I got it from Temu, so it actually has a raccoon on the card instead of a badger, which is weird. So this card actually has 2 raccoons in it. I don't know if this whole series of decks has that, but mine does. And what I'm getting here is that there's somebody here who is calling you or has been pushing you to buck up or pull yourself up by your bootstraps. And this might be a recurring way that this person jabs at you. And this could be one of the people that has intermittently given you assistance or resources or something like that. But I'm getting that this person isn't even resilient themselves. And with the raccoon on here, they kind of put on this disguise. They want to present a certain way to you, but they're a different way behind closed doors or with other people. So they may say one thing to you and say something totally different to other people, or act like they have their whole life together and that they have nice things on the surface, but if you went to their house, it's trashy or something like that. I don't know. There's something here about putting up a facade, or, this is the kind of person that says they have certain brand name stuff. I'm not one of those people that cares about brand names, but I feel like this person could be somebody like that, where they're oh, this is a such and such bag, a designer bag, and then you find out it's a knockoff or something like that. It's that kind of energy. There's something here about, like, financially trying to show off, but really being, like, a little dumpster baby with this raccoon. Like, this person didn't come from money for a lot of them, but they, like, want to appear as though they've always had it, or they have this, like, luxurious life or something. It's weird. I'm being told to put this one back. I'm gonna reshuffle. I'm seeing a fire hydrant. I'm getting that this person is somebody that is all about appearances, and they see you as some kind of extension of them, and like you not doing well or you being perceived by others as being something they disapprove of is like an extension of them and somehow harms them in their mind. So Spirit is showing me like a house catching on fire and these people like parking in front of a fire hydrant because they don't want the fire hydrant like to be in pictures in front of the house because it's unsightly or something that stupid, you know, and like blocking the fire truck from coming and putting out the fire. So this could also be an energy of like this person literally interfering while you're in crisis to make it actively much, much, much worse. Look, here's the raccoon. This is the actual raccoon card. Okay, so we had the false raccoon, which is the badger, and then we have this one, and this one's about letting go. We already talked about this one, so this has come out multiple times. I'm going to keep the raccoon out here because it has more to say, and it'll come up. So we have the bee with productivity. It's time to examine your productivity. Disorganization and indecisiveness may be causing you to miss opportunities. Take a moment to prioritize your goals and get a clear view of how to get where you want to go and what it will take to get there. For some of you, I'm actually getting that this person that you need to let go of, and this is why it's coming out, is directly interfering with your productivity. And it might not even be in a regular or expected way. This person may have some spiritual gifts themselves, and like they always call you when you're in the middle of things and interrupt you, or something related to them will go wrong when you're trying to fix something else. You know, it's that kind of energy. They pop in at like a really bad time or something like that. This is the energy of like you get in a fight with your partner and then all of a sudden like this person shows up at the door and you're like, why did we even get in that fight? And it's because this person's energy is very like dysregulating and very, I just feel like it wants to pull the rug out from under you. This is somebody that wants you unstable. Yeah, and what I was just saying about partners, and the swan came out with love. It says, and this isn't for everybody, obviously, take what resonates, but it says, you have found your soulmate, or they are just around the corner. Remember that when two souls are destined to be together, they always find their way back to each other. All those things you've had to go through were worth it. So for some of you, this person hasn't showed up yet, and like this ending this cycle will be what helps to bring that person in and is putting you directly on the right tracks to get to that person. For some of you, like I was saying, like you have this person, but you've just been through it together. And this raccoon badger duplicitous energy has been inserting themselves into your relationship in some way. There's something here about this raccoon energy trying to demean a partner, or if it's a masculine energy, like emasculate them or make them look like they're not who they actually are, or if it's like a more feminine energy, like make them look like a gold digger or like a bitch, basically. If this is a non-binary partner, they might be saying like, oh, that person's like weird, or there's something wrong with them. It's that kind of energy. It's really like awkward. They're just trying to like put some kind of negative overlay onto a partner for some of you. I feel like this isn't, to those of you that resonates for, you already know that. You've already taken some kind of divisive action between you and your partner that you like take this energy apart or take it into consideration every time it happens, and it's like not a fight between you in the long term. Like things might crop up, but it's like you know better, and neither of you fault each other, something like that. That's for someone. Yeah, and this antelope says decisive action. You're being told unequivocally that it's time to get moving. Set your intentions and take action towards making your dreams a reality. You have a door in front of you. Trust your instincts here. And again, this is a door to get away from this person. Bottom of the deck. We have Snake coming up with transformation. You'll be shedding old skin and emotions and transforming them into something bigger and better. Spirit's bringing up this library again, so I'm going to pause on reading the rest of that card for a second. There's something here that you guys are meant to do more research on. So for whatever next step you are trying to do, there's some topic here that requires you to just sit down and study something or look into the laws about something or the paperwork that's required or some kind of steps to do the next thing. And I think that's also partially what that library energy is about for you guys. There's something here about having peace and quiet and not involving anybody else in this situation and just sitting down and figuring out what you need to figure out about it and making actionable steps towards it. We'll do one more. Closing thoughts, Spirit, for the collective. And just so you guys know, I am available for personal readings that are much more specific than these and that are one-on-one. So I have those on my website, elderbeingsintuition.com. That's the only place you can book with me, so please don't fall for any scammers, anybody putting like phone numbers in the links. None of that goes down anywhere else but through my website, okay? And my emails and links below. I also do Reiki healing and animal communication, so you can check that out if you're interested. Feel free to email me if you have questions. Okay, so closing thoughts about this is you are seeing this from a higher perspective now and seeing this entire chapter of your life closing, and it's really like ending the first book and you're about to open a whole new book. So this is a big cycle ending. It's a good cycle, and it's the cycle of getting the fuck rid of these, like, unloyal people. This is going to be a transition for you that has you going through a lot of emotions, but Spirit is saying to focus on your grounding at this time. It's not a time to get deeper and deeper into, like, transcendental meditation. This is very, like, boots on the ground, walking, movement, cleaning your house, you know, very, like physical ways to keep your energy clean and clear. So behind the owl coming out again, we have the blue jay. Blue jay says, you're encouraged to follow your feelings and intuition. This is a reminder that your personal power is in your own hands and that you are free to take flight at any time if you find yourself in a situation that doesn't suit you anymore. So as you're watching all this stuff play out, when you've had enough, it's okay to have enough and throw in the towel. Even if it is something that other people are still in that you care about, this is no longer your fight by yourself. And the reason that Spirit has kind of like elevated you to a seat on this like council of judges is so that you can leave when you're done, and these other spiritual beings that are very wise and very loving and fair can take over for you. Like, you've done your part. You can put in your decree of what you think should happen and leave it up to Spirit. Say your prayers to protect yourself and ask that Spirit, they find the divine, right? And move along. And yeah, you're out when you're ready. Okay, that's what I have for you guys. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.